Hello, thank you so much for being here. Would you please share with us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and your background?
Hi, my name is Mya Pearle, and part of my journey actually is in embracing that name. So, just me saying my name is unique because I've been going by Pearl much of my life. So, Maya is new, but it is my first name. That's a whole story. What I do is also the evolution of this year. 2020, 2021 has been my redefining of that. So I would start to put business coach label on it, launch coach, except that alone is not embracing everything I do, from owning retreat properties in Costa Rica to being a mom to being a huge expert in performance nutrition. So to give it one title is kind of hard. And as you've just heard, I have had quite a journey in different areas. So I do love to talk about my hockey journey because that's what started it all. And it started my name change. So back when I was 3.5 years old, running around the hockey rinks after my brother, my whole world just became this athletic and mixture of like all the cultures of Canada. Slash, I ended up going to hockey scholarships in the United States, like this huge journey that hockey was my vehicle. So that is such a big part of my background. You don't know Pearl or Mya Pearle without that.
Very cool, very cool. And what were you struggling with when you decided to first work with Makosi?
I was struggling with perfection. I'm a perfectionist and I wanted my life to be perfect, and I made it perfect. I did everything in my power to design this perfect life. And I describe this sunny August day where I was walking around listening to podcasts, like my nothing wrong in my life, but just feeling so out of alignment. And when I heard Makosi talking about how she works with people to find that alignment, something inside me just called me to the experience deep. And also, I had to hear her speak again, and then I just knew, like I had to explore what this was. What is this alignment? So that was really what called me in.
I love that. And I feel that for so many people, stepping into her world or containers, that's really what most of us are looking for, right? Stepping into this alignment with ourselves and our desires. So I love that that's how you were drawn into her world as well. What would you say are a couple tangible or measurable things that have really shifted for you since working with Makosi?
Well, the whole identity change has been tremendous. It's really this uncovering of who I am, but also that I was always this person. It's and just stepping into her. And also the magic of what you don't search for necessarily just arriving in front of you rapidly. So I spent many months in what we love to call the void of just going with it and feeling like if I really rationalized what I was doing, it would feel like I wasn't doing anything at all. But I did a lot of inner work, a lot of meditation, a lot of exploring different modalities like yoga, and so what I accomplished in that time was an opening up of space. I actually let go of being called a dietitian. This was big for me, for someone that had worked so hard for that title and that license, but it was never really my path. And I knew that. And it was just acknowledging that and stepping into the next. And when that occurred, and almost within days of that occurrence, of really solidifying the next step and allowing it to happen, I my family and I we found a house that was fitting our life and our direction in this new direction for me 100%. And how the purchase of that house and now the sale of our current house has unfolded has been nothing short of magical, and all the metrics behind it, like the tangible, what it took to purchase what it is, what we're creating with the sale. Like that to me is, and the fact that that alone has covered the cost of working with Makosi in one shot was just like, yep, okay, I see where this magic is happening and lining up. And it was a nice little kind of like stepping into this new space of being this new person.
Wow, that is very magical. I love that so much. So, in this new space, what does your business and life look like today?
100% different. It's unreal what I'm doing now versus what I was doing only 6 months ago. And what I'm also doing going forward, because nothing is certain, and it's really embracing that uncertainty that has been my journey. So working with companies, working with individuals on their businesses isn't something I searched for, sought out. I didn't wake up and say I wanted to coach businesses, but I love to share what I know. I love to share my process and help people storyboard and soundboard. And so that just started to happen. And I realized people were coming to me for this work. And so as I started to open up actual experiences for these individuals. And so all of that is just growing so organically. I'm in the middle of it. I feel like it's like a flower just kind of blossoming. So I couldn't even tell you what it'll look like next month. I spoke with a branding expert this morning to discuss my properties, and I mentioned this new coaching business, and we think it's just going to happen naturally that the two will merge. So it's unfolding, and it's actually getting comfortable with the unfolding and being able to for me to respond to what is already being asked, what people are searching for, what people are delighting in. That has opened up all kinds of doors for me, as opposed to forcing the experience. And I spent a lot of time just trying to push through ideas, push through concepts, and launch things like with all my might. And as we can imagine, like in that very masculine energy of just it's gonna work. I just have to pound out the sales. I just have to call more people and ping more people. And ultimately, this other way of being has produced much more revenue for me and much more success in the terms of like how I feel in it and how sustainable it is as well.
I love that. And I love that you pulled out who you're being, because I feel like that is such a huge shift when working with Makosi that really starts stepping you into alignment. What would you say is the biggest difference in who you were when you first came to work with her and who you're being today?
Just able to be authentically myself and to express that. So if I had to look, if I look back at, how I was speaking and who I was speaking to, so it's in the language I use and when I choose to speak with people, who I choose to speak with, it all just feels like it's heart-centered and flows, as opposed to, again, that really trying to force situations, force connections, and I'm still learning. I know, and there's no like perfectionism being not the central theme anymore. Saying that, you know what, this isn't going to be a perfect experience, and being okay with that.
I love that so much. Everything you just said, that's so beautiful. Now, what would you say is the most euphoric part since working with Makosi?
Oh, good question. For me, it's connecting with people that are thinking in expanded ways, are thinking beyond our traditional ways of doing things in all domains of life, from finance to art to real estate. We're getting in these in this container and having amazing revelations that also include the personal life, that don't compartmentalize the fact that, you know, our little ones or our bigger ones are a huge influence on how we show up and working through our parent relationships and whatnot. So to me, the euphoria comes in realizing that you're not alone, and you are connected to this network that now you can talk to. The tangible is that we can actually have a conversation. So that's been beautiful.
I love that. And that's so empowering to watch and to be a part of, and to see all you women rising in your power together and collaborating. It's beautiful. If there was someone out there listening to this who's thinking about working with Mikosi, what would you tell them?
So there's two things. One, Mikosi is amazing and insightful, and she's always been able to pull out of me exactly what I needed to see within myself without telling me what to do or telling me specifically what I need to listen to. So that ability to work with a wise woman, wise beyond her years, because she's still pretty young. But you know, just saying that you don't get that from an everyday interaction. You don't get that wisdom and that connection. So getting to work with Mikosi in that capacity has been one of the highlights, I think, of my life. And also getting to work with her and her containers has also been this other level, like I said, with the connection. And so in that way, there's been two versions of Mikosi I've gotten, and both are exceptional and different. And so I recommend, you know, you choose the one that you personally feel is right for you. And I've evolved, actually, I believe, to really like be a great fit for a community experience. And it was surprising to me because I always thought I was more of like a one-on-one. I need to work, you know, directly privately with people, and at times, you know, it's great. And so you just have to really know what like the time is for you. But that's been my experience so far.
That is amazing. And your journey has been absolutely beautiful to watch. And thank you so much for being here today and sharing your story with us. We appreciate it so much.
All right, thank you.